going to eat yours too. So as you guys know, I did a story on 3 innocent black men who Ethan Lending and his friends, the criminals, them shooting at these 3 young black men. These 3 black men enjoying basketball, just existing. They couldn't even do that because of criminals pointing guns at them, shooting guns at them, getting out of the car, threatening them in their life. The average person, we don't know what to do when we see people we don't know with a gun pointed at us. We are in fear, we are in shock, and we've seen so many of these stories. Ahmaud Arbery down in Brunswick, Georgia. We've seen the Buffalo shooting. We've seen Dylan Roof down in South Carolina. At this point, black men, black women, this is what it's come to for black people. We can't even exist, so we have to, we can't even play basketball in America anymore without being threatened, shot at, somebody randomly just pulling up on you and pointing a gun at you. The police in Ohio actually murdered Tamir Rice, a young kid playing with a toy outside. Playing with a toy. These are people who deal with weapons all of the time, or at least supposed to. They're supposed to know what's real, what's fake, if he's a threat, if he's not. This is a kid. They couldn't even shoot him with the beanbag. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't try to talk to him. Nobody has been brought to justice in that case. See, white people, they are up in arms. They're so upset about my story. They're mad. They're complaining. And again, I am okay with that. Please continue. I'm here to tell you about yourself. You're not going to have your rules and we're going to have ours over here. That's our problem. We continue to let the white media, which is every major media outlet out there, control every narrative for black people. We know most of the media, what they're going to give us is a negative portrayal of black people, a negative portrayal of black men. Now they've turned, these Karens and Kens and the media and even the police have turned these 3 innocent men who had no intentions. They didn't even know Ethan Lending or any of these people. They were minding their own business. So just imagine you, it's late, it's dark, minding your business, and people started shooting at you. Now we know that these guns can be modified to have very little sound to loud things. But black people, we're expecting, we're from the hood, so white people say, oh yeah, that was just a toy, it's nothing, you should have just took that and smiled. Jeez, just smile about it. It's just a white man just shooting at you. How bad could that be? Just stay there, take it, and just be okay with it. So they have every excuse why you should submit and just be calm and collective when the shoe is on the other foot. As we see the evidence. So these Karens and Kens keep coming with the excuses of he's 17, he didn't know, he's not a criminal. They murdered Tamir Rice. He had a toy gun, he didn't shoot anybody. He didn't shoot anybody. Go look up the story in Ohio about the man who was in Walmart. So we're just existing in society. And anyone and everybody can just do whatever they want to us and not be brought up on charges. But we protect ourselves. Again, these men aren't doing anything. They are having fun. What every person is supposed to be doing in their 20s. But the narrative, according to these white outlets, these white media outlets, is black men should just take it. We're tough. You guys have been taking it for decades now, hundreds of years. Just keep taking it. At what point do we have to continue to take it? This is the trauma that we all live through. But see, when it comes to Johnny Depp, that trauma, oh, He just went through some things, and they spend hundreds of millions of dollars to do positive portrayals of him. These young kids, they don't have anybody. They don't have a media outlet. They have their families and friends. And people like me who have plenty of time to help these men out. I don't know them from anyone. I'm just here to put perspective on how the media does these things. You have no chance. It's already negative. These young men aren't getting the 50-50 press that Kyle Rittenhouse got. Kyle Rittenhouse had split down the middle. Kyle Rittenhouse had the people on the right, they were funding his, he had some great lawyers. He was fully backed. These young kids, again, Kyle Rittenhouse went out there with a gun. He went out there for the action. So he wasn't just going out there. You don't go out somewhere with a weapon. If you have a medical background, you can go out there with a medical background and just have your medical gear and doing what you need to do to help people if that's all you were going to do. He had a weapon. They were defending him. They're still defending him. They're coming after me, and I'm laughing because I'm like, wow, somebody was trying to hit Kyle Rittenhouse with a skateboard, and he shot them. This person had a weapon. I'm minding my own business. I'm not at a protest. I'm not doing anything. And as a black man, we've got too much trauma anyway. So these things are only heightened for us. And I'm thankful that these people, luckily, they weren't mass shooters. They didn't get killed. That's the best part about all of this. But at this point, with these mass shootings every day, and a young 17-year-old, as we've seen, Salvador Ramos in Texas, we've seen the Buffalo shooter, you kind of fit the profile. If I see you getting out of the car as a black man with a weapon, I'm going to fear for my life if you start shooting at me. In Ohio, the law is, you can defend yourself and use deadly force if you feel threatened. That's what happened. I will continue to talk about this story. You guys let me know in the comments. What are these Karens? What is wrong with these Karens? They think they can start trouble and then call the police after. I don't know what is wrong with these people, but I'm going to keep the stories coming. I'm going to keep the Karens and Kens upset, the police, whoever it is out there. If it's injustice being done, I'm going to be on it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, but just peep game though. Peep what the brother was saying. We have literally zilch media that supports, promote, or even slightly suggest a positive narrative on our behalf on anything. I was listening to a white dude who's a YouTuber. I want to say his name is Duffus American or American Duffus. Doofus, I think that's his name. He interviewing Ozone and giving Ozone a voice on his platform. An old ass white man. I ain't seen nobody else reach out and make Ozone a center point, focal point on their platforms, because I don't think we realize as a collective, knowing who Ozone is, a father, a religious man, he had morals, integrity, loved his people, and was willing to defend his people by any means necessary. The Malcolm X quote that everybody likes to embrace and show as a meme on their Facebook page or their Instagram page, but that's where it stops. So my thing is, like, if we get behind Ozone financially to make sure that he had the best legal representation, undoubtedly, that will guarantee a fair shot. Because you know, had no business coming up on another man sitting in his car minding his own business, doing nothing to no one or anything, nothing criminal, nothing to be suspicious of. So you basically incited your own death because you were not a qualified public servant. Your skill level was mediocre at best. As a public servant, you need to be on top of the laws. You need to know who the community you're dealing with. You need to be more humane. Bugging up on folks when they minding their own business can go any kind of way. But to have 100% blame on the victim, and then we just got the media victim blaming Ozone. When this brother had a second chance at life, he almost died in a motor accident. His local news praised him because of the type of person he is. But listening to mainstream media, you would think he was the worst human alive. When we've seen this over and over again, and guess what? Ozone just happened to live. He didn't die by the hands of the cops. And I don't understand why we aren't renegading behind this brother to make sure that his case be a stature where it would change the law. It would change the verbiage. It would change the way we see how things operate. Because at this point, he has no representation. Now, based on what little I heard on the interview, because I couldn't listen to the whole thing because I had to do something else, but I'm going to go back and listen to it. And I'll, put his name in the bio so people can also go to his video and check it out. Ozone didn't sound depressed. He sounded, upbeat. Because he's strong. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say he built for this, but we built for this. We're built for this because of the trauma that we've suffered, the PTSD that we all live with every day. That is imposed on us and our children. And been passed down generation to generation. But we can't get no leg up. After we done had a black president, we still dealing with this bullshit. Where the fuck Obama at? You know what I'm saying? All this shit is rigged. This game is rigged. And this is a situation where we can take the case of Ozone and fund it so it's pushed to the front, where you're forced to see the outcome. And if his legal representation is on point, it's an easy win. And if he wins, then we can use that case to defend other situations that come up because these motherfuckers is out here on some, rogue shit. Because there's no accountability. That's just my morning rant. I'm just saying, can we at least donate to Ozone Fund, Defense Fund? I'll put it in the bio so folks can go there and help. Because if we help him, it helps us in the long run. And they're really trying to sweep that case up under the rug and distract us to look somewhere else, so we're not watching that. We need to have our eyes on Ozone. Ain't nobody forget. Keep your head on a swivel. Move You understand what I'm saying? Lose the fear and let the anger work for you. Because to be conscious in America, to be Negro and conscious in America is to be basically in a constant rage. I'm tired of being mad. Ain't y'all tired of being mad?